Alright, today is, what is today, January, today's January 7th or 8th, 2014. You've been around 100 years and a half. And we got a picture here from 1934. You remember this?
Oh, yeah, very well.
Yeah?
Yeah. I played with the kids.
Which one's you?
Well, I do the tallest one.
Yeah, you're the tallest one?
Yeah.
And where was this? I assume it's one of your... What was the occasion why you took that? Was it a family reunion?
No, we just looked at our picture things, that's all.
Who took them? Do you remember? Was it a company or a member of the family? Was it a photo company or a... Who took the pictures? Did you have a camera, your mom?
No. No.
You paid somebody to do it? I remember you did say one of the early pictures of you, it was your aunt from Washington. And she took one of the pictures when you were 4 years old. Here, this is it right here. You're age 3, actually.
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah. Yeah, I was always taking care of the kids.
Yeah, it's you and Ever. It's you and your brother Ever. I forgot her name. She went to school and... Anyway. So you were always babysitting? You were always babysitting? Taking care of the kids?
Oh, yeah, I did that a lot.
What about... Were the twins the most work? Were the twins the most work?
Oh, not too much.
They weren't? Huh. So, how much did you take care of the kids versus cook and clean and work in the field? Do you remember, like, growing up, like when you were on Jackson's farm? Did you got up, did you take care of the babies first, or did you cook the biscuits first in the morning?
Well, I got up and took care of that.
You what?
I got up and took care of the kids first.
You did?
Yeah.
Feed them?
Well, Mom was going to feed them.
Mom? And did you cook all of breakfast or just the biscuits? Did you cook all of the breakfast or just the biscuits?
Well, I took oatmeal and all that.
Eggs? Bacon? Bacon and eggs? I remember Grandpa loved his cereal, didn't he? He liked his cereal, didn't he? And he just liked cornflakes. You remember that? All right, who are these people?
That's my dad, Lois, Claire, and Jack up on the farm.
That's it? Yep. All right, here we got a picture from Natural Bridge, Kentucky. Uncle Arthur's the tall one. Clyde Jackson's the middle guy. And her dad's right here. John Lytle. And you remember that trip to Natural Bridge, don't you? Yeah? Yeah. Down there in Kentucky. You've seen what?
I've seen a lot of my time.
I bet you have. Let me scooch up a little bit. Yeah, you've been to 48 states. Remember that?
Yeah.
The only continental state you never made was Wisconsin. You never went to Wisconsin. And you didn't make it to Alaska. But I made it to Wisconsin this year. Yeah.
You like it?
It was cold, but I liked Milwaukee.
Yeah.
We found some good places to eat. Yeah, it was a good time. But it's cold up there.
Yeah.
Real cold by the lake. Owsley County, Kentucky. You remember that?
Yeah.
When did you live there?
That's where we live.
Oh, that's where you lived, huh?
Yeah. Part of the time.
Yeah, it says you lived down there until 1927. Then you moved to Harrison. Huh. And they never thought about going back to Kentucky, did they?
No. No. No, Mom hated it.
Your mom hated it?
I loved it.
Yeah, you said a lot of water has gone over the dam in 84 years. You started out in the mountains of Kentucky and you ended up here.
I tell you, we really had a round.
Yeah?
It was education.
Yeah?
Yeah. We learned a lot.
I bet. Yeah, I think you said it's in the blood. They always said Kentucky people move around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, you moved to Chapel Ridge.
Huh?
You lived at Chapel Ridge.
Capitol Ridge.
Yeah.
That's New Trenton.
By New Trenton?
Above there.
Yeah. And you moved from Chapel Ridge to the Case Farm.
Uh-huh.
You moved to the Case Farm, which is south of New Trenton.
Yeah.
And then you moved around Harrison.
Yeah.
4 houses in Harrison. First by the train tracks. Then you lived on Washington Street for a year. Remember that?
What?
First you lived by the train tracks. Remember I took you a picture there once. Then you moved to Washington Street. I don't remember going there. Then a house on Jefferson Street. And then you went to Jackson Farm
Yeah.
when Claude was just started walking in 1929, 1930. Wow, you moved around that much in those 3 years? That's a lot of moving. And your dad, he worked where? Your dad had a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Well, he'd go up to cut the little town. He'd cut hair for people.
Cut hair?
He had the
Yeah.
wonderful man.
Well, you said he cut hair even late in his life, right? He cut hair when they moved to Greendale, Indiana. And I think he got shingles from somebody. I think he got shingles. Or, no, he got something else from cutting a guy's hair. Some sickness. And that's why your little brother, Ray, had to come home from the war. Because your dad got sick. Do you remember that? Yeah. Her dad got sick cutting hair out there in Greendale, Indiana, by Lawrenceburg. And her brother Ray, who was in the Division of the Army, the Air Force, he had to come back and tend to fields. So Uncle Ray was in the military 2 or 3 years and didn't see combat, I don't think. So that's a blessing. You know who that is?
Oh, yeah. That was God. We had, he lived up there above,
above New Trenton. Was it sea green? Was it the greens? Well, this is the picture we're looking at right here. There's my grandma and grandpa, Bud and Mildred. And that's a Model A, isn't it? 1931 it was taken. Yeah, it just says Mildred's relatives here in Indiana. I don't know who they were. Who's this? That's you, huh? It looks like you're moving. It looks like you're moving down the road when they took this picture. Do you remember this? Grandpa was taking you to the dentist when you were 18 years old. This story says that one time, Grandpa was taking you to the dentist when you were 18. And then you were driving back down Carolina Trace, going back to Ross. Worstlers ran into that old coupe and bent the frame. Do you remember getting hit coming back from the dentist when you were 18? This is a picture of Grandma when she... Oh, you can't see it. Those are the days, huh? Yeah, I like this picture with Grandpa. Maybe looks like Bud has an apple in his hand. That horse is looking for the apple in Bud's hand right there. You remember that, huh?
Oh, very well. It happened yesterday. Well, that was down there. That's right there.
Yeah. That's a picture of Mildred and Bud. You were dating then. So how old are you there? 16 or something? That's my grandma right here. 80-some years later. You still look the same, don't you?
Huh?
You still look the same, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, that was granddad. Yeah.
You sure that wasn't Bud's house? Wasn't that Bud's house? Or his granddad?
He did tell me that there wrong.
You did? Bud's granddad lived across the river towards Bright, right? That means someone's coming. You told me that. But yeah, Bud's granddad lived across the river. What was that road? It was right by the old Erie Canal, or the canal, on the other side of the river, the canal. Right?
Huh?
Bud's granddad lived on the other side of the river from Harrison.
Yeah.
Right? Here's Grandma on her wedding day. My grandpa. That's what Grandma and Grandpa goofing off. married October 22nd, 1932. Bud was born in 1910. This little lady right here was born in 1913. Hey guys, how are you? Alright. Well, that's enough of the Mildred Stone Show for now. You want to say goodbye to everybody in TV land? See you guys. We'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.